everybody. Wanted to welcome you to today's lesson. Galaxy is here. She's ready. She's ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? She's not ready. Today's lesson is something you can do at home. Again, all you need are 2 glasses, an ice cube, and then I have a magnifying lens, or what we call a hand lens. You might not have one of these at home, and that's okay. You can also use the zoom option on your phone or your iPad, and it will zoom in pretty closely. But if you have one of these, some of you might have one like in an old science kit or some kind of kit that you got when you were younger for Christmas. So if you want to try to grab one of these, that would be really cool. So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to put into this cup warm water. So you can put it on the stove and boil it and then let it sit out for a little bit, but I just put the warm water from the sink and just made sure it was really hot. Make sure you have your parents help you if it is too hot for you. And then we're going to take this cup and put it on top like this, and then we're going to take an ice cube and stack it. So while that's working, I wanted to give it a second to work. What we're working on today is condensation. So condensation starts with the letter C, and it's the same letter C that starts with the word cooling, condensing, and clouds. They all start with the letter C, so that should help us out. So as you're watching, you should see this is kind of starting to look like a cloud. And so some people wonder what clouds are. They look white, so they look like they're snowflakes. Clouds look really puffy, so some people think that they are smoke or they're like soot or dust or something. Clouds are kind of a combination of all those things, but really clouds are water. They're actual water drops. And so some people say, well, how come clouds are up in the sky? Well, they're little drops. They're not heavy enough to fall down to earth. If they were heavier, they would be a darker color. They'd be more of a wet, watery color, more of that grayish color. But when they're up in the sky, they're just teeny drops of ice water, and if you've ever, or liquid water, and if you've ever been in a plane and flown through a cloud, you might notice the windows get a little bit wet, and that's because you're flying through liquid drops. So what we have in here going on is this warm water. We heated it up so that the heat would give this liquid water thermal energy. So these molecules are moving around down here, and they are spreading out, and they're escaping into the air. Normally they would escape out into the air, but because we have a cup on top, they don't have anywhere else to go. So those molecules that are gas that we can't see are floating around, and they get stuck to the inside of this cup. They are actually attached to the inside of the cup, and then if we use our magnifying lens, we can actually see. It might be a little bit difficult to see, but you actually can see that there's little drops of water, and I can even show you at the very top up here if I take off the ice cube. So look up here at the top, look up here through the magnifying lens. You should be able to see like little drops, little beads of water, like right in here. That's not from the ice cube, that's under the cup. And so those little beads of water are what we call clouds. And you can see that it kind of makes this cloudy kind of color, and that's where clouds come from. So how come there's water on the inside? Well, I can also prove to you there's water on the inside. If you take your finger and you go like this, you see how there's water on the inside? It's wet on my finger. So there's actually water on the inside of that cup. So how did water get from down here all the way to the inside of the cup? It's called condensation. What it means is the molecules in this liquid water were heated up by thermal energy, heat energy. When I put it under some heat, those molecules escaped up into the air, and those molecules spread out. They're up in the air, but they don't have anywhere to go. They can't spread out all the way. So they got trapped in the cup. And when they touched the cup, they got cold. That's why this ice cube's here at the top. It's trying to keep the top cold. They got cold, and they started condensing together into these little drops. So what we see is liquid water changing into a gas on the inside, and then when those molecules touch the outside of the cup and they touch against it, and we can actually see these little drops, now they're back to a liquid. So liquid to a gas on the inside, and then when they touch the outside of the cup, they're back to a liquid. So liquid, gas, liquid. So this would be like water on the earth. Then we have all the vapor that's inside that we can't see. It's invisible. That would be the air we're breathing right now. And then around the outside of the cup where it's very cloudy, that would be clouds. So we've basically shown a water cycle. Now, if we wait long enough, all of this water will condense on the outside of the cup and all this water will go away. And then you'll probably see drops of water starting to drip down, and that would be like rain. But you can make your own water cycle at home. And so today what we're gonna look at in your lesson is condensation. Condensation starts with the letter C. So that would be cooling. Condensing, those molecules are condensing together and they're sticking to each other and they're making drops of water. And clouds, all of those words start with the letter C. So today when you're doing your assignment, you see the word condensation, think of clouds, think of cold, think of cooling, and condensing. All those words start with the letter C. So you're gonna do your task on the reflection sheet for this demonstration. There's a video, of course, to watch, and then I will let you know if you need to submit anything to me and how to do that. I hope you guys try this at home. If you decide to use plastic cups, you can. If you want to try using glass cups, you can, but be careful when you put this one on top that it doesn't slide off like this and then break on your counter. We want to be careful, super careful. So make sure you ask a parent if you're going to use something that's glass, but if you want to try this at home, go for it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!